Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever you might happen to be joining us today. Session 13. Yeah, not quite sure what's going to happen tonight. It's going to be interesting, for sure. The group is starting to work a few things out, following on to a few clues that they've had. They've stirred up a bit of a hornet's nest, so we'll jump right in. Enjoy, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know below what kind of stuff you're interested in, what you want to see in the games going forward, or, ask me questions about my homebrew or anything else that we've got going on. But, yeah, enjoy the game tonight, guys.
That's fine with the hentai.
So as we pick up tonight, yes, Vlad is not here. So Vlad, unfortunately, for the first part of this combat, you know what's going on with you. We've had that discussion.
Completely understandable.
He's in the alley picking mushrooms.
Yes, Vlad is having an experience.
He also sounds like it too. He definitely sounds like he's in a fish tank.
Yeah, there's definitely some echoing going on.
He's got a very sensitive mic today.
Huh?
It's not using that microphone.
No, I think your webcam.
Lots of ambient from
Okay, I can.
Yeah, I think it's
fix my microphone. I'll get
yeah, I think it's your webcam one.
All right. So we'll jump straight back into what remains of the combat.
Oh shit, it's my turn, isn't
It's
it?
going to be interesting. So Teylek, you're up.
I'm up.
All of the enemies are on the other side of the tavern with a giant tentacle between you and them.
Yeah. I mean, I can hit them, I'm just at disadvantage because I'm scared.
Oh yeah, you're still scared, aren't you?
Yeah, because I've got to take a wisdom test and I'm a wisdom class.
Sam, just catching you up because I know that you were not here for the other session. You actually made your wisdom throw on the last round of the last game, I believe, so you're no longer afraid. Saladin, you're also no longer afraid, I believe? I think it's just Teylek that's now afraid.
Yeah, it's just me that's afraid. Even the Aquamen are no longer afraid.
Yeah, they all made their saves finally as well.
It's the downside of having a +3 to wisdom that is now a -3 to my test.
Yep.
Well, I am going to.
We're still looking at most of the geography of the map because I remember that this was just a thrown together one. How many of these walls are actual walls?
We're going with the fact that the walls as seen are there.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Cool.
I'm going to move this side of Zethian. And then what's our range? Zethian, that's going to be the same, yeah. And then I will boom, boom, boom. And then I will end my turn there because there's not really too much I can do at the moment. So I'm just going to try and roll my fear away now at the end of my turn.
I'm just putting in some additional black lines on the map just to kind of show the actual line of sight blocking.
Yeah, I rolled a 2, so a mighty -1. So I definitely didn't pass my wisdom check then. I'm still afraid.
That is absolutely correct.
I'm super afraid.
The red line that I'm putting in there is partial cover behind the bar.
Perfect.
Thought so.
Black lines are full cover, and then red line is
Yeah, black
partial
lines
cover.
are blocking line of sight, and the red line is cover. I'm also going to
Perfect.
say that this here is a partial divider that would provide some amount of cover.
Oh yeah, actually I've got this. I've got my little hammer I can move, haven't I? Although I can't move my hammer, it's not selected on me.
Tell me where you want to move it, and I can adjust.
How much movement is it I can do on it again? Is it?
I think it's 20 feet, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I want to say it's. Yeah, it is 20 feet. Just 20 feet straight north.
Okay. I need to get a proper token for your spiritual weapon. I'll sort that out before next game.
And then that'll be my turn fully over.
Okay. He's dead, so he can come out of combat. Who's next? This guy.
Yes, fucking guy.
He's going to move to there. And does he have anything that's in range? He'd be at... No, that's going to be a double disadvantage, basically. No, he's got nothing to do. So, Saladin, you're up.
Okey-dokey. I don't have many options either, to be fair. Because currently my trident's on the floor by the hentai boy, so I can't really grab that. I know I have another one in my backpack, but something tells me pulling a trident out of backpack, not quite going to cut it. So, do I do something stupid for fun?
I mean, you normally do.
Don't you just do that anyway?
If in doubt.
All out?
Exactly.
Are you sure your character's not secretly named Leroy?
I mean, would be on par with barbarians, innit?
No, it's Jethro Lenkins.
Ah.
Distant cousin.
Somehow I have a feeling that's going to show up as one of George's characters in the future now.
What? No, Jethro Lenkins. The day
count
I
as
miss
being
playing WoW and not miss
Adjacent
playing
to
WoW.
the stool.
What's that?
Moving to here, would that count as being adjacent to this stool?
Yeah, I'd say you're adjacent to the stool there.
And hypothetically, could I throw said stool? In the same way that with my trident that I'm using with the offhand, being able to throw the stool over the table.
I'd say you're going to need a bonus action to interact with it, and then an attack to throw it. So it would burn your bonus action and your action, but yes, you could.
I'm sure with that, and that would count as an attacking action.
As an improvised weapon, yes.
That's all I need, because otherwise I'll end up losing my rage. So it's a case of moving up there and trying to yeet that bitch over the table at this guy, because he's slightly closer.
Okay, so give me a ranged attack without your proficiency.
So that'd just be probably a flat d20 then, wouldn't it?
D20 plus your dexterity, but without your proficiency.
Sweet. I'll just roll a dexterity then, because
Yeah.
it already has the +1 in it. Ooh.
It goes sailing over his head and smashes into the bar.
The fact that I made an attempt is good enough that it keeps my rage running, so we take it.
Could have also
Better
just
than-
punched yourself.
It's better
And
than
that
it
is
used to be,
me.
where you actually had to, like, yeah.
Hit or take damage, yeah.
Yeah.
If it flew into the back of the bar, does that mean it's just smashed all of those bottles to pieces and there's
Yes,
alcohol everywhere?
He's just destroyed a lot of alcohol with that tool, yes.
There's a lot of flammable liquid in the background then.
There. What's the distance? Okay, so he's going to take a throw of a spear with disadvantage. How do I disadvantage him again? I've forgotten now.
Oh, sure, roll 20.
A 7.
Ooh. That's sad.
Yeah, that is a miss.
Oh, we're all low rolling today.
The next guy is up. He's going to also throw a spear at you, Saladin. Is he at disadvantage, though?
Stop throwing those bloody spears at me.
No, he is not at disadvantage.
I thought that counted as partial cover.
It does, so he is at disadvantage again.
I might survive.
16.
Does not hit.
Okay, that's another miss. Zethian, you're up.
Well, I'm gathering from all the hocus pocus that we don't want to hit or try and hit big tentacle thing in the middle of the room.
Well, yeah, sorry, you as a player were not here so far, but Zethian was, so you are aware that basically you have watched this thing basically open up a hole in the floor, reach out, and start grabbing people and pulling them down into the blackness. Mostly fish guys, but also Theodore.
Yeah.
And it seems to have a decent reach around it as well.
Luckily, Vlad only rolled a 1 on it, so we don't have 6 of them floating around this bar.
My idea now is like, what if I was in a really small cell and cast it there? What if I like below, above, and sides?
You will have to wait and see.
Tentacles would have pulled the other tentacles.
Yeah, you know, I'm right.
I've seen stuff like that on the internet.
So these red lines are cover, partial cover, right?
Partial cover,
Yeah.
so you'd have disadvantage shooting past them, basically.
Oh,
They're basically hiding behind the bar to try to get out of sight.
And what range does this tentacle thing have?
You don't know. You know that you've seen it grab things from 10 feet away from it, but you don't know if it can reach further than that or not.
But I have just seen Saladin run past, right? Up the stairs.
You saw Saladin run past up the stairs, yes. Yeah, bearing in mind as you're looking at this tentacle that it's not like you're seeing the entire thing. You're seeing it reach out of a hole, and there seems to be a lot more of it in the hole. So you don't know what its full extent of reach is.
Sure.
Black hole song. Won't come.
Do I risk things for chocolate biscuit?
Yes.
I don't know, do you?
Well, I don't know how long I want to stand in range of something, because I wanted to stand 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, so I could stand there. And then I can do the old companion summon. But do I want to use it? I'm not going to sacrifice him to the tentacle yet.
Aww.
But we'll deal with the other idiots in the bar first, and then we might use him as a sacrifice to see whether he gets through to, send him with a message in a bottle.
Where are you summoning this?
And I will summon him. Can I hang on? I can't ping this. How do I do the ping the location? There.
Ah, you're throwing him up on the bar.
Yeah.
Clear,
30
yeah,
feet away
style.
from you?
Sorry?
Is it 30 feet away from you?
Should be. I think I measured it correctly.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
that's
not
30
an
feet.
accurate token, but it'll work for now.
And he's just gonna. That is my. That just is my. I think that is an action to summon it. I assume it's an action to summon it. Yeah, as an action. So that's me, I think.
Okay. On Theodore's turn, the tentacle shoots out and grabs this body and yeets him away.
It's turn number 3.
Yep, turn number 3. Was it 6? Was it 6 rounds you summoned it for?
We don't know.
We don't know, you
Don't
kept
know.
that secret.
Yeah.
Yeah, you made it secret.
That's right, I did. Well, I think I might have just given it away there, but oh well.
It's okay, we know nothing.
We also don't know how many rounds have passed.
Ah, it's me again.
It's you again.
Still scared. Move to there. And then that'll be that one's turn over. And then I'll move my bonk stick to 15 feet directly north, and then I'll bonk that one on the head that it'll be next to.
Go for it.
And I'll do nothing whatsoever because I am not rolling high today.
That is accurate. Alright, so this guy is going to chuck another spear at Saladin. Oh wait, no,
What
he's
a
got the
bellend.
hammer and melee with him, doesn't he? And the dragon, so he'd be at... So no, he's instead...
The dragon does.
He's instead going to attack this dragon thing.
Oh, I don't have control. Oh no, I can track it over here. It's fine. I can track its hit points.
Okay, I was about to say, because the hit points and all on it are not accurate anyway. I just grabbed it.
No, I can track it from my character sheet. It's got a thing for doing that.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Right, so, first thing he's going to do is attempt a spear stab. Does a 15 hit?
Nope.
Don't know why I rolled a disadvantage. So 15 misses. And then he gets a bite attack. He tries to bite the dragon and headbutts the bar.
Yes.
Saladin, your turn.
How do the rules work as if you were above someone? For example, if I were to stupidly jump up onto the bar and swing downwards at the guy directly beneath me, does that make my life difficult or easier? Or no different?
No difference, really.
So, purely for dramatic effect.
Go for it.
Fuck yeah. Gonna jump up onto the bar, swing at that geezer, and we're gonna reckless attack because it's fun, and why not, and I keep forgetting to use it.
Makes perfect sense to me.
Enough reasons.
The 21 hit.
That definitely hits.
Lovely. So he will take
All of the damage.
18 damage, and just for absolute shits and giggles, because I've not used it yet, I also need a DC 17 strength saving throw for anything within 10 feet of me.
Ah, for anything within 10 feet. Dragon, make a roll.
What am I rolling for?
Strength. And so does the other fishman.
How does this thing make a strength save?
Fishman rolls a 19. It should have a strength stat, so it'll be a D20 plus its strength mod.
Bear with me while I try and find this out.
No worries.
I don't have. I'll automatically fail all tests because that doesn't have a stat line, so it'll just mean the hammer goes. My bonk stick will go.
Because it lists proficiencies for 2 saving throws, but not for the others, which is weird.
Well, yeah, that's just the one that has proficiency, and it should just have a strength stat, though.
Yeah, I'm trying to just see where it's try and find its stat line.
I've also just learned something new about the luck points, which I probably should have used a lot earlier. I can use it to impose disadvantage.
Yes, you can.
Saving throws plus... There's text...
I imagine I can't do that on his saving throws, it's just attack rolls.
Correct, it's only on attack rolls.
What's PB?
Player's Handbook?
Armor class is 14 plus PB brackets natural armor. Oh, proficiency bonus.
Proficiency bonus, yeah.
So it's got proficiency, so it's a...
Did I roll my second attack roll against the fishman?
No, it died automatically.
So the dragon fails. So what happens to the dragon?
This depends on whether or not I was smart and if I pressed the correct button on the second attack roll. Or, no, I only got one hit roll, haven't I?
You've only hit once so far.
Fuck's sake.
So what does the effect of that do?
It is...
Is that the knockdown?
Prone. Yeah, it's prone.
So the dragon falls on its face.
The other thing's fine.
Other thing made it save, and then your second attack. I
Did
assume you're
fuck
going to
all.
hit the other fishman?
Less than 11 hits.
No, it does not.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Alright.
Bad.
So, that's you done. Now we're on this guy. And he's going to make a run for the back door.
Coward, running away. Or smart.
Yeah,
Trying to
exactly.
get back up.
This other guy now is going to attack... he's going to attack Saladin.
Understandable.
So, first off, we have a spear attack, which is a critical with a piercing weapon.
Ooh, that's Unfortunate, but okay.
10 damage.
5.
And then a bite for a 19.
Isn't it double damage because it's a crit?
That was double damage, I believe.
I also have half because I'm raging. It halves my damage.
Yeah.
That's why it's a 5.
Yeah.
That's down to a 2.
Oh, I just can't see the details of what it meant. Okay.
In the details, it says a d6 plus a d6 plus modifiers. He just rolled bad. And then Zethian, you're up.
I'm gonna get butt out of the way of the tentacle. Will my dragon pet unprone himself by himself?
Yes, it will take his movement to do so, but yes. Or half his movement, rather.
That's fine, so he'll just unprone himself. One, two,
Does he get
three.
attacks or anything, or do you have to use an attack?
If I have to command him to, or if I just leave him passively, he can use his reactions and be an annoying tank.
Okay.
So I think my intention is probably just to use him as a tank pet.
Sounds good.
Makes sense.
Or at least at the moment, because his actual damage on his thing's a bit rubbish.
Fair enough.
And it saves me using my actions to command it to do stuff.
Makes sense.
That's the biggest thing.
I'll just shooty the remaining thing. That probably doesn't hit.
It does not. You are correct.
God damn it, it rolled off an 18. I hate dice.
Back to Theodore. Okay, nothing within range, so it does nothing. Teylek, you're up.
Excellent. I am going to use my sprint or dash, whatever you want to call it. 5, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 to get there. And then I will use my bonus action to Shield of Faith Saladin. So you'll have a +2 to your AC for 10 minutes.
Okay.
And then that'll be my turn. And then I'll try and get unscared again. Absolutely not.
Theodore's really kind of taken you out of this fight, hasn't he?
He really has. My dice rolls today have been a 1, 2 and a 3. And then that'll be my turn.
Saladin, you're next.
Probably help if I'd unmute myself, wouldn't it?
Nah,
I mean, we have to listen to you then, but it does help us know what you're doing.
we can do it with
Oh, I'm
telepathy.
missing polkas of jokes. No, you missed absolutely nothing. Sure, let's slam the shit out of the guy in front of me. Hopefully.
The dragon got
21?
hits.
No, he's to my right. The bad guy. The bad guy specifically on the pink ping, fuck. That's it. 21 hits for hopefully enough to kill him. 14.
That's enough.
Okay. And how far away is that other guy? 45. What a bitch. Oh, actually. Oh, that little fucking whore.
Just
He is
man.
one square inconvenient. I hate this man with every fibre of my being. Still gonna try and close this stuff.
Right, is that you done?
Yeah.
At which point he goes through the door, slams it, and you hear a barricade dropping into place behind the door.
He's going to need one on the barricade. We've got a coals.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to slam the shit out of that door.
Head first.
All
No,
right.
I'm gonna lead with the hammer probably.
Well, we'll stay in combat for the moment. So Zethian, you're next. Sam,
Yep.
you're up. What are
So he's
you doing?
barricading himself behind the door.
Yes.
Sam's going to barricade us this side of the door.
There is nothing really to do. Other than maybe out of curiosity yeet the dragon into the tentacle.
Do you do so?
Trying to think if there's anything I can
It's not a nice thing to do to your Pokemon.
Wasn't it if you don't, you just click the button on your Pokeball and he comes straight back, right? That works trans-dimensional.
Nah, tell him to set fire to that door so it's easy to slam down. Or are
I
those
mean, you can
barrels
set fire to the
explode?
whole pub if you want.
No, please don't.
He also has, a threat on his shoulder that could set fire to things as well. You have
Yeah,
the
but
guy
Brimstone's
that's
more like
you have the guy that's
Mercury than
on fire with the cloak that breathes fire with the fire-breathing dragon. There's kind of a theme here.
I was gonna say, did you notice at any point where I doubled and tripled down?
Just a little bit.
But also, it's a fire-breathing dragon that's immune to fire.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really think I'm not gonna yeet the dragon at this point. I'm just going to do a big old skip.
All right. Theodore, the tentacle ticks off another round. Teylek, back to you.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll go there. And then I'll roll to get unscared. I will not get unscared. 4 dice and 4 dice rolls and still not a single roll higher than 3. And that'll be my turn.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Saladin.
What is the door made of? Is it wood?
It does look like a wooden door, although it is what would be classed as an iron-barred wooden door, so it's reinforced.
Okay.
Theodore has found a way to neuter a cleric in the whole entire fight. Just summon hentai.
I'm gonna recklessly attack a door.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
18.
That is going to hit the door, yes.
For 13 damage.
Um,
And because it does count as hitting with the weapon, I do get a second attack if it's not already gone.
it's not already gone. It looks dented, but still intact.
So 25 for how much extra damage? 16.
It's looking damaged, but still there.
This door's taking 31 points of damage. Fuck me.
Is he able to do like a "Here's Johnny" sort of thing through the door now? Is there like a hole enough that he can just sort of like poke his head through?
Not enough for a head yet, no.
What I'll do is I'll step to the side so if anyone else wants to have a crack at the door, they can.
Alright.
I don't know, my dice rolling, I'm not even going to attempt it. I might just.
For what it's worth, the chances of rolling a 3 or lower 4 consecutive times is 1 in 1,975.
Hell yeah. Defying the odds. Let's see if we can make it a 5th time.
Zethian, you're up.
Can I fire a pot shot at the door?
Certainly can.
Did that hit the door?
It certainly hits the door.
Woohoo!
Sam's got my dice. Since when does he roll this highly?
That's 15 damage for the door.
It definitely damages it some more.
Holy fuck.
One tanky ass door.
Oh my god, the door's the end boss.
Have any of you ever actually looked up stats for like reinforced doors in D&D? How many hit points they have?
I actually never have. Like, all the way through my entire years of playing D&D, I've never had.
Yeah. Heavy reinforced doors are some serious hit point soaks. That's the whole point.
I think the only time I've dealt with doors is when my brother, when he used to play D&D with us, he was a paladin, and he tried to bend open a jail door so he could get out through the jail bars.
Mm-hmm.
So he decided he wanted to see if he could outmuscle the iron bars to get out. Which didn't go well.
Pick Theodore for the summon. And then
Summoned?
The summoned
Oh,
tentacle.
so that is number 6. It's still number 6, I guess.
So at that point, the tentacle withdraws down into the hole, and the tavern floor seems to reform over it.
It was nice knowing you, Theodore. In the next life.
Does that mean I'm now no longer scared?
That's correct. You are no longer afraid because it's no longer there.
Yes. Yes, now I can roll appallingly for my attacks.
Would you like to check if you would have made your scared save anyway?
I'll do that at the end of the turn. I'm gonna just
rolls the nat 20 on it.
yeah.
you crit because you were no longer scared.
Yeah. Wouldn't surprise me, honestly. What shall I do? I'm gonna guiding bolt the door, so then whoever hits it next is gonna have advantage anyway.
Okay.
Well, there's a better roll.
You hit.
And that is for 8 damage.
Okay. Back to Saladin.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to try and slam the shit out of that door again.
You got advantage this time.
Does the fact that I could also reckless attack it make that advantage any better? I'm guessing
Can't
not.
double advantage now.
What a shame.
Sadly not.
Funny
Should
though.
just be an auto hit.
Back in
21.
3.5, you could stack modifiers. They got rid of that in 5e.
Yeah.
21 definitely does hit though.
Yeah, because with enough buffs, you could end up as the most immortal armor class possible.
Do I get advantage on the second hit, the follow-up hit, or would I have to use reckless attack for that?
You'd have to
reckless
reckless
attack for the
attack
next one. It's only the first one that gets advantage with the guiding bolt.
What a shame. I'll have to reckless attack against the door for another 21. Lovely.
Okay.
Right.
What's the damage on those two?
That's 10 and a 13.
On that second hit, you finally do break through the door.
Door go bye.
Sorry? You
see anyone.
Robot-y there for a second.
Oh no, I was just saying stupid shit. Do we see anyone on the other side?
As you break through the door, you realize that it looks like there is something has been slid in front of the door that is now blocking the entire thing. So you've broken through
More
the door,
things.
and there is like the equivalent to what looks like, if you had to guess, a stone bookcase has been slid in front of the door.
Push it over. Push it over.
Well, you're out of actions for this round.
Yeah. I will step aside again in case anyone wants to do anything.
Alright, we're back around to you, Zethian.
I could get my dragon to move to the door and burn it down. I think I could do that, or he can
And
bite.
how hot's his breath to burn stone?
He technically doesn't have a breath attack yet, so he'd technically be biting.
Man,
the
I don't
door.
know what's up with your mic, but it's giving up a lot of background noise.
Oh, boys.
No worries.
Or I can just take a pot shot of the bookcase behind the door. No, I'll just take a pot shot at the bookcase behind the door.
Shoot the shit out of it.
That hits.
I'll be impressed if a bookcase has that high an armor class.
I mean, it's a stone bookcase, it might have.
No, things like that don't have a high armor class because they're still just sitting there. They just have a lot of more hit points. So
True,
you
yeah.
cause damage.
Actually, what is this thing's what's its
While you
movement?
guys think about next steps, I am just going to nip to the loo real quick. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
I need to get myself a grenade launcher so I can fire my grenades 1,000 feet.
I feel like leverage
Oh, I
is probably
can-
our best bet trying to take this thing out, no? Get a crowbar
I mean-
underneath like the top of it.
I can
tip it over.
I can move the dragon to the door as well.
I've got a
Melt the
persuasion
stone so I
tool.
can slam through it.
I've got a persuasion tool I'm going to send that way anyway.
Did you say a persuasion tool? Are you about to like use chemical warfare on the man in the room to tell him to come out?
Not chemical warfare, fragmentation grenade warfare.
Ooh. I see no problems with this plan.
I'm aiming to get it through the door though because you're next to the door.
How do you plan on getting it past the giant bookcase of stone?
That's a good point. Well, it's going in front of it's going at your feet then.
Or we could try and tip it over and then throw the grenade.
That is something we could do.
You know, I could try and tip it over and you can have an action ready to throw grenades. Turns out there's a family of 4 back there.
Yeah.
What are we up to?
Yeah, I think that's actually a good idea. We can try that.
What's the plan here?
Right, I'm gonna try move here with coals, and then both of us shift the bookcase, just give it a good push forwards. Hope to topple it over forward or whatever is going to be the other side of it.
Okay.
Do you have
Either
a
you
crowbar
can
with
both give me a strength check, or one of you can roll with advantage.
Probably have Cole's roll with advantage. I don't have a crowbar, unfortunately. I just have a frag grenade.
Candidly
Same
do.
difference, right?
Oh, for what it's worth as well, the dragon's moved. I just can't move it.
Where's he moved to?
He can make it next to the door, next to Teylek.
Okay.
He is fast.
Right. Yeah, I'll let Cole's roll with advantage because the way my dice rolling's been, that feels like a wiser option.
Where has
Let's
George
pray.
gone?
Oh dear. I don't think a 14's gonna kick.
It does
Shit.
not.
Ah! Luck point! Let's go! Oh no, I've already got advantage, so that doesn't help. Fuck.
No, luck is a reroll, so you can do that after.
Does it count? Can you use it as a reroll with advantage?
I was gonna say, for this
You
it
don't
says
get
you can spend a luck
advantage on the
point to
new
give
roll.
yourself
You can
advantage.
basically get a third roll out of it.
I mean, we take it. Can't be worse. It was worse.
It was, I'd say it quantifiably could be worse, and it was.
Yeah.
That is unfortunate.
Alright, we're going to drop out of the initiative order now. What are you guys doing to continue dealing with the door?
I think we're just gonna get it shifted, haven't we? Can we use... Is there like a gap on the bottom that we could use like a bar bench as leverage and
It's not. No, it's pretty flat against the floor.
pad against the floor?
It looks, at a glance to you, like someone had something here for this type of eventuality. Like this bookcase was designed, or you're assuming it's a bookcase. All you're seeing is the flat back of what looks like a piece of stone. But it looks like it was designed to be pushed in front of this door to barricade this entrance.
Interesting.
I guess we could try moving it left or right. See if it slides out of place. We try pushing it so it flops backwards. It's worth trying to push it left.
Yeah, I mean it could be worth trying.
Give it a good shove.
Okay, you gonna do that?
Yeah, why not? Same
That's
again.
strength
Advantage.
Yep.
2 2s back to back. Lovely.
Fail.
Boys, my muscles are gone.
What if we all stepped away from it and then I just used the grenade as a way of opening the door? We've only got to be 20 feet away, so we're out of the blast.
Yeah, we can hide behind the bar and see what happens. Or maybe like behind the wall as far back as we can get. Because isn't this all currently soaked in alcohol?
Yeah.
So that might be slightly dangerous.
I will also point out the fact that a lot of the barrels that are around this door are alcohol barrels as well.
So that could add to extra persuasion on it, is what you're saying.
That could be what I'm saying, yes.
So if we took our time to stack the barrels more in front of the bookcases in our way, and then if we tip that table up, so then the blast is only really going one way because the table is basically a blast deflector.
You tell me, is that your plan?
Fuck yeah, this is a great idea. I see zero problems. I'm here for this, guys.
Yeah, I think this... I'm sure Zethian would approve of the sheer amount of pyromancy that's being planned right now.
We're slightly committing terrorism.
Brimstone definitely does, at least.
Yeah, Brimstone's all for it.
Oh yeah, Brimstone's hearing this and he's in a great mood. He's just grinning and chuckling and egging all of you on.
Yeah, if we start moving these barrels that are here and stacking them in front of where the bookcase would be, so where we're stood, and then tip that table up and move that against it so it's like a blast deflector for us. And then I'll use the grenade.
Okay.
We either blow the place up with us in it, or we blow the doorway apart. So
Give me an intelligence check,
oh no,
just to see how well you kind of place everything where it should be.
15.
Okay. All right. You take a few minutes to get this all set up. Are you moving back behind the wall to trigger all of this then?
Yeah.
Okay. So you all move
Sorry, we're just switching my food.
back here?
Where we going?
Yeah.
Okay. You trigger the grenade. Which grenade is this? This is a frag grenade, or?
Yeah, it's a frag grenade. That's the only one I got.
Okay. Oh yeah, you left the other one with what's his name?
Yeah, luckily, or we'd be using that one.
Okay.
Oh no, he's still rolling.
Okay. So a few things happen at once here. So you set off the grenade. It explodes behind this blast barrier. You hear the explosion. You kind of start to peek around to see what happens. A secondary explosion triggers as some of the alcohol goes up in flames. A third explosion triggers as that triggers off more stuff.
Hell yeah.
As that third explosion is going off, you hear the door behind you at the front of the tavern opening. And Theodore, you come stumbling into the bar, still very much confused and out of sorts, just as a fourth explosion goes off at the back of the bar.
All as expected. Hey guys.
And let me just see here.
We're just setting off a mini nuke in the bar, that's all.
Freehand. So basically, all of back here is
Just a
now
little bit far.
in flames.
Woo!
There you go, Brimstone.
And yes, Brimstone is howling in joy.
While we're at it, Brimstone, you might as well set something on fire yourself for a bit of fun. You know, we don't want to let you miss out.
Do you want to roll his breath weapon? Do you move before you do it, or do you do it where you're standing?
Who wants to turn into a toasty popsicle?
If you need
Not
cannon fodder, I'm
particularly.
sure I can be cannon fodder.
You want to be set on fire by Brimstone? We'll just go and torch the dead bodies, you know, remove the evidence.
Okay.
I think that would be our sign to vacate the premises.
As Theodore is stumbling in there.
Theodore stumbles through the door as we just set off a mini nuke in a pub.
I'm guessing
Yep.
the stone wall got
And
blown up,
torch
or-
what's left of the bar.
You head over to check it out, George?
I mean, I'm sure I could probably get a little view through the fire without stepping into the flames.
You head over and kind of give a peek around the door. Give me a perception roll.
The wall is no longer there.
Can we get through the fire and flames playing in the background?
Ah, yes, the fire's made of fire.
All I can imagine now is like that whole back wall is gone and there's just this stone bookcase standing upright still, and that's it.
George, what Saladin notices is the fire is big and it looks like it's spreading.
Like show fire.
Fire
Just a
is
second,
fire.
guys. Yes, baby.
I think we should go back to the keg and have a pint to cool off.
Right,
Something
hang on.
tells me we're not finding.
Guys, I'll be back in 1 minute.
No worries.
Shall we
No,
use
someone-
the lake as well?
I have a feeling we're not finding anything back there anymore.
Well, because there won't be anything there to find.
Yeah.
Can't wait for more wanted posters.
I know, the best thing is they're never going to expect it to have been the cleric that set off everything there. When there's
Yeah, but that means
Zethian
when I come
holes-
to blame you when I get interrogated, they won't believe me.
Exactly.
You framed me.
This means Zethian and coals are going to be looked at for it.
Actually, let me check. Is that this mic?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, fix it. Wait. Did we have? Oh yeah, we're checking the lead for the flaming sword. Here.
That's what we're doing here.
Okay. I also wanted someone to perform ritual on, which we can do. I assume all of them are dead.
Not more ritual, please.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
We've just
What did I
survived hentai tentacle. We don't need to make more sacrifices and rituals, please.
Wait, what did I just miss?
That's now suggesting that we do more
Ritual
rituals on the
sacrifice.
dead bodies.
And I said I can't because everyone is dead here.
Most of the bodies that were left have now been set fire to.
That's what sensible people do, right?
Burn the evidence.
I think our best bet is to sort of vacate this bar now and just make our way.
We could go find Snitch's wife and kids again if you wanted to set them on fire and sacrifice them.
Oh, for God's sake.
Honestly, at this point, guys, they will find us. We don't really need to find them. They will find us. There's one guy left, right? We can. They're
Exactly.
either too scared of tentacles and want nothing to do with it, or go after us. I'm not sure which.
We could head to what's his face's house to get the paladin symbol that he wanted back.
Give me a second. Casey, just about the vault bidding. Does this vault have like 5 extinguishers? Because
Yeah.
can I like check when I come over? Does the fire look too big to like try to, or do I like? It's possible, and I'll try to like stop the fire spreading basically.
Give me an
Vlad,
intelligence.
Vlad, half the back of the building's on fire.
Can brimstone eat the fire?
Which one did you say,
Stack
Casey?
it all up.
Intelligence, Vlad.
Yeah. -1. No, 14.
That looks too big for a fire extinguisher.
Okay.
Can I
I-
throw the fire extinguisher
By
at the fire?
a few magnitudes.
I want to see if it blows up.
Can I jokingly suggest to our very smart friend that he should take one of the various bottles of alcohol and pour it over the fire to help put it out?
As you are standing here having this conversation, you hear another explosion as more bottles kick off.
We should probably leave.
Yeah, I think that's our sign to
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a bad idea. I'll probably cast Disguise Self first because I have it at will, just so that it's not my face, and I'll stick my face out of the door to check if like there is a crowd of people looking outside, or if it's relatively peaceful and we can just sneak out.
Okay. While you are recasting Disguise Self, will the other three of you roll me a perception roll?
Just going to say as well, is it worth all of us like holding on to fire extinguishers so as we back out the door we actually look like we're, not?
Oh yeah,
Two.
I disguise self as a firefighter as well.
16.
Just to fuck with people, not like real one, like good one.
Okay.
Big red hat. Ooh.
Okay, you head out of the tavern. As you get outside, everyone roll me a separate perception check from the one we just had.
Fuck.
16 again.
And Vlad, you roll this one as well.
Perception, yep.
Yep.
20.
Okay. Theodore, as he comes out, notices a couple things. First off, there are a number of people starting to gather outside. Second off, you do hear people shouting for the fire control teams. And third, you see a couple city guard running towards the building with a woman behind them. It looks like possibly she had gone to get them and they've been on their way back here and started hearing screams about fire.
Fucking Snitchy's wife.
Right, guess we're I'm coming back in, closing the door behind you myself, like, guys, we are in trouble, cops are on the way, firefighters on the way, let's look for windows as a way out. And I'm sort of moving forward, I think, is that? It looks like a window, the one next to the fire.
Just, because the map is not 100% accurate visually for where you are, I will point out to you that this tavern is part of a block structure. So there are buildings left and right of it. So there are the only external windows are on the front of the building.
Oh.
So back of the
see.
building leads into what you would assume would be a storeroom area of some kind back there. Left and right there are other buildings that this is attached to in between. So the only external access is the door or the windows at the front.
I suggest we all run out screaming bloody murder, what the hell's going on, and act very scared. Shouting, call the fire brigade.
Not trying to use the fire extinguishers as we back out the door.
No, we should definitely do that as well.
I should also pick up my trident before I forget. Put it in the backpack.
Okay. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just.
Fire extinguishers backing
I
out the
don't
door.
have better ideas right now.
Do you still look like a firefighter?
Cartoony one, yes. I think I said like a big red hat or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Yes.
It's a bit interesting that a firefighter's here already.
No.
It could be a
And he's
drinker.
backing out of the building.
He's getting us out of the building, saving the day from these innocent,
Oh yeah, you could pretend to be our saviour, the off-duty fireman.
us innocent
Yeah.
citizens that were caught in a blast from the back rooms.
Well, yeah, but then you guys are still in trouble. That's the problem, because you guys need to run, and
We probably shouldn't have burned those corpses.
No, it's just a casualty of the fire. They won't tell the difference.
I think if we're gonna
What are you
commit, we
doing?
probably should just commit and just.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to start backing out of it using the fire extinguishers and just say that there's too much fire, we can't fight it, we tried our best.
Okay, you back your way out. Okay, give me deception rolls as you come out to make it look like you're just trying to basically get away from the fire and you've done what you can, kind of thing.
Oh,
Oh boy.
how was that?
This tracks.
It's a very mixed bag here.
No matter how many dice I change through, they are all shit.
So, okay, order of events here. You all back out of the building with fire extinguishers. You immediately see that there is the crowd out here that that Theodore noticed earlier. The two city guard are now maybe 30 feet away at a run coming towards you. The woman, as you come out the door, you hear her screaming something about the fact that her kid was in that building. And then as she sees three of you, she immediately starts screaming, "Those are the ones that threatened us! Those three!" What do you do?
Oh, is this what's his face's wife?
Yes.
Is it the same city guards we spoke to earlier that I shown the
It
The
is
writ.
not.
I guess I'm going to have to bust out the writ again and say that we weren't threatening them directly, we were after some information on this case that can't be discussed in front of civilians.
So, one of the guards is currently detouring towards, not you, Theodore, because you pulled off basically allaying suspicion for now, at least. You look different. You had a good deception. You're okay. But the other three, she is now alternating between screaming to the guards that you three are responsible and screaming about her kid being in the burning building.
George, you might have
One
got
of
a
the
wish
guards-
about killing the child.
One of the guards is now heading towards the building. The other one is heading directly towards the three of you.
That makes sense.
What do you do?
I'm going to walk towards the one that's making a beeline towards us.
Okay.
Not like we can run.
As he gets there, a fairly stout, you would probably guess either a very large human, Goliath, something of that nature. You three, what's going on? Stop! Don't, what are you doing? The other
I'm just
one,
going to say,
you see heading into the door of the tavern.
Kind of
I'm going
Goliath.
to say that we spoke to some guards earlier. The hysterical lady that was pointing to us is married to somebody that was under suspicion for the crime spree that had gone round. I hand him the writ from Severina, giving us permission to look for the people. And then I'm going to say, as we were heading back from the beach, we heard some explosions in here, went in, and that's why we got the fire extinguishers, because we was trying to put the fire out.
Okay. Roll me a deception roll at disadvantage, because he's not in a very trusting mood right now.
Oh, is he not going to be nice to his fellow Goliath?
I don't trust him either. Of course, like I roll a nat 20 on the time when I'm doing a disadvantage.
He doesn't even look at the writ. Immediately just starts basically informing you on the ground, the three of you are under arrest.
I'm going to say to him, that's fine, your job's on the line when Severina hears about it, but I'll still get on the floor because I'm not going to resist the arrest.
Okay.
I'll just let them check the evidence when we get to the cells, and they'll see the writ from Severina, and then they can deal with whatever comes with that.
Saladin
is this an opportunity to
Zethian,
use
are
my
you following suit?
is this my opportunity to use my incredible stealth skills to stealthily nip into the crowd and disappear?
You can certainly try.
Since I was convincing in my deception of coming out of this pub and establishment fighting the fire.
Roll your stealth.
Is it perception to see if he's trying to do it as well?
Well,
Because if I catch him, I want to just drag him immediately back out. If we're going down, he's coming with us.
It would be your passive perception, which I don't think beats a 24.
No, shame.
Okay, so Zethian, you managed to slip into the crowd and disappear. Saladin, what are you doing?
There's no point in trying to run away and fight. We just roll with the punches and see how it goes.
Okay.
Just belly flop onto the floor.
Okay, so you drop to the floor as well. Theodore, as this is all going on, what are you doing? That you're currently not being watched, other than possibly by some people in the crowd.
Wondering why the firefighter is just standing and watching.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I was kind of going out of there. Actually, first, okay, so is anyone going inside to actually check for the kid?
One of the guards has run into the building. Yes. One of the guards stopped to try to arrest the three of them. The other one has actually charged into the building at this point.
More for him.
Also, first thing I'll do, I'll heal myself. And I want to check the I have, what was it called? There's a way to replenish cannon action 1 minute to get one action slot as well. I'll probably do that just so that if I need it for something later on, I'll do that as well.
So you're basically just standing around here for a minute to do that?
Well, I think I'll try to heal myself. Maybe try to look like it's something a firefighter would do to basically, what you call it, apply the ointment onto myself.
Okay.
Maybe I was like, oh, I'm burned, I need to heal.
Give me a deception roll then.
Yeah. 14.
Okay. And then, just you for the moment, roll me perception again.
Perception. 17.
That's persuasion.
Oops. Sorry.
Not quite the same.
Ooh, that's worse. 8.
Okay, I'm going to give you the first die roll, so the 12 plus 1, since you clicked the wrong skill. So that's a 13 total.
Thank you.
With that, you actually, as you're starting to apply this healing ointment to yourself, you look down the street, and at this point you actually see the actual firefighters on their way.
Ooh. Honestly, if I see that, I'm trying to just get to the back alleys and run away.
Okay. Give me a stealth roll.
Yep. Honestly, I'll use luck here.
Okay.
I had one more, so another stealth, and not much better, 10.
Okay. Got it. You do make it to an alley. You don't know if you were seen or not. But you do. No one follows you, at least. Whether they saw you or not, they do not follow.
Okay. At this point,
It was absolutely delicious. Much love.
At this point, Teylek and Saladin, you're being manacled.
Worth.
Zethian and Theodore, the two of you have made your way away. Speeding up time a little bit here, the fire team does start trying to put the fires out. The two of you that are manacled, I assume you're not trying to escape, or tell me if you are. Okay. The two of you that have escaped, where are you headed?
okay, so just one quick one. If I was trying to apply it and then I saw and then I run away, do I count it as I did heal myself or not?
You did not finish, so no.
Understood, yeah. Sam, what do you think? Because Broken Keg, they're looking for you there.
Oh, I'm dipping off to.
You two are not together. He
he's
disappeared, and then you followed a bit later, so the two of
He's
you are
long gone
not
now.
with each other.
He's probably not even in the city anymore. Classic Zethian.
Oh,
I've dipped to my undisclosed safe space to send some messages.
Got it.
okay, you're going to undisclosed safe space. In this case, I'm quite low. I need a beer. A lot has happened. I'm like, I'll drink first, and then we'll deal with this whole situation later. I like
Drink
and
first
some.
thing later.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll be at the police station to chat with you guys a little bit later. I walk a bit, walk a few alleys, then when no one can see me, I like switch back to my normal Theodore disguise and head towards Broken Keg.
Okay, you head that way. The two of you that are shackled, or manacled at least, you're not fully shackled at this point, you are there and you watch as basically the fire team completes what they were doing. More guards do show up. As you are there and as you're watching all of this, they do manage to put the fire out before it spreads. You do see them drag the body of the guard that went in first out. Badly burned. Not living.
07.
F.
And then, once things have calmed down somewhat, a group of guards do escort the two of you to lock up.
Do they find my rectal shiv?
Yes, they do.
Good.
The two of you do have your weapons and equipment confiscated. You are placed into a cell. You are logged in. You do hear one of the guards speaking to one of the other ones about the fact that one of you has fairly recently been locked up previous. Which raises a few questioning comments. The two of you that are not locked up, Theodore, you managed to get back to the keg. You stop and have a drink, chill out, heal up. Zethian, you managed to get back to your safe house. Next steps, what are you guys doing?
And we're asking if I get my phone call.
he kind of looks over at you and he says, "You will. Bit of a backlog, so it'll be a bit."
I said, I'll just say that's fine. I say we can just skip the phone call and you can just get Severina down here if you want.
He ignores you.
Classic.
You get the impression that he's not putting much stock in this whole "we're working for your boss" thing. You very much get the impression at the moment that they're viewing the two of you as responsible for their friend's death.
Rip.
So
Can I ask
their
if Mo's working tonight?
stupidity is their fault, right?
They are currently treating you two as the way that you would expect a police force would treat those responsible for the death of a fellow police officer.
Guilty until proven innocent. Gotcha.
Yep.
Despite the
Guilty
distinct lack of
wild
evidence.
Guilty
Just make
until
them
we
wild.
can make them disappear if at all possible. Yeah.
Yeah, no, can I ask him if Mo is working tonight?
They, again, do not answer you.
Fuck it. Nap time then. We ain't getting shit out of them.
No, exactly. I've already made myself comfortable.
What do the two of you that are free do?
Right. I think first, just because of everything that happened, I'll short rest.
Mm-hmm.
I assume that drinking sort of counts at that, so let me
Yep.
roll that. Short rest. And take one of the ointments just to. Sure, I should probably go to.
I was gonna say if we're in the evening and whatever and they're locked up for the night, I wouldn't necessarily use healing supplies. You can probably just take a short or long rest.
Yeah, I'll just go to bed.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
we ain't doing
If
shit.
you're
We
waiting
got
till morning, then you're getting a long rest here anyway. So yeah.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Yeah. Yeah. As a character, I feel bad because I was like thinking, should I go to the fire, try to save the goblin? I'm like, I don't have anything and no health too. Yeah,
Nothing left.
So
it does not feel good.
just out of curiosity, as we head into the long rest, Theodore, what is your answer when Davroth sees you at the pub and asks where everybody else is, that he hasn't seen them in a bit, and he's wondering where they've gotten off to?
arrest.
I am not answering straight just because of everything I just went through in the last very short while. And I'm like, yeah, we'll deal with this shit in the morning. Right now, I would really appreciate a pint and more.
Oh,
There might
alright.
be a problem,
And I'm like-
Casey.
And like Bruton in the corner with drinks said,
Got it.
thinking about my life. All the bad decisions.
Sit in the corner and think about your choices.
Yeah.
Considering the encounter that you had just before all of this fire stuff, yeah, I can see that with Theodore. No, it does not, George. The armor does not come off. When they strip you down for the cell, they find it very unusual that it cannot be removed. But you're
And they're
basically stripped
fine
of
with that.
everything else. Well, no, they can't do anything about it. They do say that they'll have someone come around they'll have one of the clerics come around to have a look at it, but until
thank
then,
fuck.
they kind of just leave you in the cell with it because they don't know what else to do.
Can they
the
make
clerics know.
judgments about the standard of the cleric that he's imprisoned with if they're having to call a different cleric to remove it?
Oh yeah, there are definitely, there are definitely comments made.
They're not going to trust me to like cast magic on my friend that I've been arrested with to
No,
to
they're
remove
more
armor.
just casting dispersions at the fact that if your friend's wearing cursed armor, you must not be very good at your job.
Or just doesn't care.
Exactly. You try telling him not to put armor on. This guy licked a dead body.
I've licked a lot of things.
Yeah, you've done it so many times before. You've just said, right, next time you're living with your choices.
I mean, on the bright side, the clerics know we're working for them. So if a cleric's going to come down and see you, they're going to be like, "Well, why have you arrested these guys that are working for us?"
Is there anything in the cell that can be used as a bench press? Just start lifting shit in the cell for shits and giggles, purely for aesthetic.
As a bench press, no.
Deadlift?
Everything that is the very few things that are in the cell are bolted down.
Sad. Let's not cause a problem by trying to rip it up. This time.
So the night passes. Morning comes.
I would have sent a message on my communications device the previous night, for what it's
Okay.
worth.
What is the message you're sending, or do you want to send it to me in a private message?
It's one word with punctuation, and it is tentacles ! Question mark.
Oh man, good times.
The answer. Hold on. I'm gonna send you the message that you get back.
I debated adding on to the end of it. I'm not paid enough for this shit, but thought it won't go down very well.
All right. That is the message that you get back.
Is there like delayed response? Is it delayed response, or is this like an instant messaging service?
Well, I mean, you normally get a response within a minute whenever you use this thing, and it's the same here. Probably 30-45 seconds passes, and then you get the response.
Okay. So
So that's the night before. Do you do anything else the night before, Sam?
This would probably be my response.
I think it only works. Is it only once a day that you can use it, or is it multiple?
Does it say that on it? Hang on, let me check.
I don't remember. I'm not sure if it is multiple or not. No, actually, I don't think it is. I think you can use it multiple. Yeah. I don't think it has a limited number of charges. It's just specific to that one destination.
Once sending is cast using either radio, the radios can't be used again until the next dawn.
Ah, there you go. So you only get one a day. And
So technically it's now been dawn because I sent the message the night before.
Yes, so the next morning you can send another message if you choose to.
We're just vibing. A couple of cop killers.
Yep.
Just chilling.
I mean, technically we didn't do anything. That guy was stupid enough to run into the fire on his own.
You try telling that to the guards.
I will once the clerics us out. I'll say city guard and not city fire brigade.
Bit of a slap in the face.
I maintain the only person I'm asking for is Mo. Mo's the only person who's not going to immediately try and throw me under a bus. I told you fucking that random guard was going to do us favours.
He's the only one that can console you right now.
So do you send another message?
Deep down,
the
he's
next
now
morning,
in
Sam?
motion. Yeah, I've sent you the message.
Ah, okay.
In fairness, if anybody was going to end up in prison, it was going to be Teylek and Saladin.
This is only my first time. This is your second.
I know.
Yeah, but at the start of this adventure, it was going to be for rigging fights, not for burning down buildings.
Oh, we didn't burn it down. They saved it.
You attempted to burn it down. You just aren't as successful as me.
We didn't even attempt to
Allegedly.
burn it down. I still want to know what happened to the bookshelf.
It's the only thing I can.
I mean, it had a bullet hole in it. That's what I can tell you.
Okay, let's think.
That's their response for the day, Sam.
I had a feeling it'd be something like this.
All right. Vlad, what are you doing the next morning?
Right, after debating, going straight to Lady Serafina, I think my first action would actually be to try to find my friend. So I'm gonna go to like a police department or police station that is in the region of the of where they have been apprehended, to try to like get visitation with them. Just
So you're going to
try
the
assess
station
what's
near
going
the
on, yeah.
Kraken rather than the station near the keg.
Oh no, I mean the yes,
Okay. Got it.
yeah. To basically
Okay.
try to find a way to speak with them, get a strategy together. Yeah.
Flame claiming to be their lawyer. Here comes Better Call Saul.
Sam, what are you up to that morning after you send those messages?
Time to shoot
I think
myself down.
I think it would be as good an opportunity as ever that I should probably finally twig after that message that I should probably go and seek the Rangers Enclave.
Okay. So you're off to the Enclave on your own this morning.
And we're going to spend many hours discussing what's happened so far.
Yes.
Because I feel it will take hours to discuss this.
Yes, it will. Drop me a message basically giving me, it doesn't need to be word for word, but an outline of what information are you actually giving them. As far as like,
I mean, I'm not.
what are you
I'm not going to
sharing,
tell them
what are
I've
you
burnt.
holding?
I'm not going to tell them I've burnt buildings down.
The
allegedly.
information he's given them. You've paired me with absolute lunatics.
Okay.
Yes, this escalate. Well, basically, just give them the details of our encounters, the development of ability of a certain individual, and how that has devolved from the original contract.
Okay, so do you mention the elf lady
And the
ranger?
messages.
Okay,
Oh, and our ranger friend. Obviously, because there's a brimstone on my shoulder.
okay, so you do mention her. That was the main thing I was wondering is if you mentioned her or not. Okay.
Yes, and the cloak has been recovered, and we seem to be getting on well. And we've been trying to find the lost/stolen weapon.
Okay. While you're doing that, that will keep you away for a while. Vlad, or Theodore, manages to make his way across town to the police precinct near the Kraken. You make inquiries about your friends. They immediately ask your connection to these individuals.
Gets arrested.
Friends, acquaintances, yes.
Do you know what they're accused of?
Accused of? I don't know, they were...
What they've been arrested for, yes.
Me? No, no, yeah. Those guys would never do anything bad, you know, they're just professional athlete, cleric as well, yes. Very good guys.
Apparently they threatened a family of citizens, caused a fire at a public establishment, and were responsible for the death of a city guard.
I'm trying to make the best performance of my life as being like, those guys? They would never. How?
Deception.
Oh, what a misunderstanding. This, yes.
Please, Nat won this. Please, Nat won this.
Yeah, that's good.
Let me,
Just gets arrested immediately.
Pinch 23 now.
Okay. They don't necessarily believe that the whole they would never do this thing, but they at least believe enough to think that you're not involved.
I said, do they think that I'm stupid at this point? If they believe that they did it, and that I don't believe that they did it, or could do it, yeah. Okay. Now, this is where my, not only D&D rulebook, but like real life rulebook, I don't know. I'm trying to like, hey, can I chat with them to understand what is going on? Is that like an option?
They basically inform you that they are not permitted any visitors until after they've spoken with the arbiter.
Understood. Right. My thinking right now is if I go to Lady Serafina and start telling you things, and you tell a different story to the arbiters or to the police, then that would cause us more trouble than it's worth. Because if I will create one story and be like persuasive to Lady Serafina, right? How we were saving kittens, and you guys, another story how we were fighting the cult, probably be in trouble. So I think at least for a bit, I'll leave it up to you to speak, and then I guess we can chat later after you have been through the first interrogation.
It's not my first interrogation in this city, so.
Latest.
Yeah, my latest interrogation in the city.
So, mid-morning, the two of you in the cell hear heavy boot falls coming down the hallway. Let me just see here. What's his name?
Yes, I'll do 1 sec.
No,
No worries.
So, as you are standing there, or laying there, or whatever you might happen to be in the cell, heavy boot falls down the hallway, and as you turn to look, you see coming down the hall a very heavily armored, gray-skinned dwarf wearing the robes of a cleric of Celior on top of what looks to be, as I said, quite heavy armor. This guy does not look like, the way that Lady Serafina dresses, with just basically very functional robes. This guy looks like he's kitted out for combat and then has a cleric's tabard on top of that armor. He has a large shield slung over one side. As you catch a glimpse of it as he moves, it has the a depiction of the scales of justice on the shield, and he is carrying a very wicked-looking spiked mace. And he is, like I said, he's a very stocky dwarf. He's probably pretty close to as wide as he is tall, with as I said, dark gray skin, bald head. He walks up and he kind of stands in front of your cell and just kind of stares at the two of you for a few seconds before he says anything. He kind of waits to see if you're going to speak, and whenever you don't, he finally says, "Teylek Ashenclad, Saladin calls."
Once again, just wave.
I sort of just look at him as if giving him the sort of like, well, go on.
I will be your arbiter today. Are you aware of the crimes you stand accused of?
Nope.
Not yet, but I'm sure you'll inform us.
Just play the
Public
play the really
issuing
dumb-
of
like-
threats to city citizens. Kind of waits to see if either of you gives any reaction to that. When you don't, he kind of moves on. Instigating fire in a public establishment, which resulted in the death of a member of the city guard. Possibly resulting in the death of a further child of a city citizen, as well as the proprietor of said establishment, who are since missing. Do you have any response to these charges?
Well, that escalated quickly. Went from threats to possible murder. Either we had a really busy night or something fishy's going on.
Yeah, something fishy.
Well, there were a few fishy things before, but, you know.
Innit, I'm not technically saying anything that isn't true.
And he's just kind of staring dead-eyed at you, waiting for a response.
And I'll just say to him, so which one of us are you interviewing first?
Each of you give me either a... depending on how... kind of... and this is non-verbal, so it's not necessarily what you're saying at this point. But if you are being very honest in your portrayal of yourself, or if you are trying to be deceptive, either roll me persuasion or deception, basically, for his initial read of you.
So, which one do you want for honesty, sorry?
Honesty would
for
be
honesty.
persuasion, deception would be deception.
Yeah, I feel like I should have seen that coming. I don't have my mask at this point, so therefore don't have my luck points.
That's correct.
That's unfortunate. Oh, actually, that could have been worse.
Okay. Do either of you have anything to say for yourself against these charges?
I mean, I have plenty to say if we're going to sit down and talk.
You know what, real stretching of the truth here that we can probably iron out, bro.
I'm listening.
Are
You
we
get
doing
the
it
impression
like,
that he's not
right
like
here?
taking you away for investigation. He's just staring at you through the bars and waiting for you to say something.
So I'm just going to say to him, as he is a very thorough investigator and a cleric, he would have already seen in the evidence that we're working under the employ of his employer, Lady Seraphina. And I'll say, and the reason why we were in that area is because after speaking to Seraphina, she directed us to the Paladins in regards to a potential explosive that was made by a cultist. My character remembers the names, I don't, because my brain doesn't remember names after
I remember
10
the
minutes.
names.
And then I'm going to be like, and he told us that he'd be able to help us if we found the Dragonborn name for the pendant of the Iron Soul in exchange. And we knew a flaming sword was stolen from an acquaintance of that Dragonborn, so we went there to look for that. All tying back to help with the cultist killings that are happening. And when we went to the bar, there were some fish people in there. They started a fight, which then caused all the fire in the background. We tried pulling it out because we were looking for something or anything around there, which is why we came out of the building with fire extinguishers. We tried to explain this to the guard that was there with us, but he wasn't listening. He was just intent on arresting us without listening to us talk. And unfortunately, the guard that went in, we had no say. We didn't ask him to go in. We didn't ask him to stay out. We had no chance to. He's not a firefighter, so that's all on his judgment, unfortunately.
Okay.
If you want me to fill in the names of people that you couldn't, I do have most of them remembered. I don't remember elf ladies, but I know Trilla was Harwin Drellmont, who was the Iron Soul geezer. Alexander Krieger was the Dragonborn, who's friends with the dead elf lady. And I believe those are the only two that you missed out.
Yeah. I mean, my character would have known them, just my brain doesn't.
Yeah. At which point, as you finish saying that, you watch as he stops and casts a spell. I'll let you make a religion or just a wisdom roll if you like, to try to see what spell it is, or an arcana roll I would allow as well.
Apparently my rolls are absolute garbage pants.
At which point will the two of you make me a charisma save?
Why am I making a Christmas save? I didn't do anything. Fuck.
Straight 10.
Pair of 10s.
Yeah, we are.
The two of you immediately feel as you are engulfed in a zone of truth. This means that you are compelled to speak. You cannot speak a deliberate lie. It does not compel you to speak. You can remain silent, but if you do speak, what you speak must be the truth. At which point he then asks you a number of follow-up questions. Are you then submitting that the individuals, Roland and Serena Weston, are suspects in your case involving the cultist murders?
I'm going to say to him, Roland is by proxy, unfortunately, because he was part of the thief gang that killed the elf lady that is tied to the Dragonborn, that is in turn tied to the task for the Paladins, so we can get information from the cultists.
A very indirect tie, then.
Yes.
And
but was tied with valuable information, unfortunately.
And were you sent to this location on the direction of Lady Seraphina, or did you go there under your own reconnaissance?
Seraphina gave us permission to investigate this under our own judgment, and this was our judgment as permitted from Lady Seraphina.
And do you realize that working as a mercenary investigator for the Department of Justice is not a way of absolving you from other crimes you may commit along the way?
Oh, absolutely.
Were you involved in the conflict which started the fire within the establishment?
Yes, like I said before, when we went in there was some fish people that we ended up fighting with that caused the fire.
I am going to stop you on that one there, Richard, because that would be a lie.
Technically, that's not a lie because, depending on how you interpret that,
The
fight started the fire. But it's not specifying how the fight started the fire.
The fight did not start the fire. Hang on a second, guys. Sorry, hang on. Yeah.
I do semantics. This is my thing.
The fire was an extrapolation of the fight.
Yeah.
Sorry. What I was saying there, guys, is if the statement there is that the statement that Richard made is that the people that you were fighting caused the fire.
No, he said the fight caused the fire. Resulted in the fight caused the fire.
The fight didn't cause the fire, though. The fight was actually over with by the time you started blowing things up. So I'm going to say that would be outside of the bounds of what you could say with the spell.
As far as I was concerned, there was still one fishman that was left, and making sure that he didn't cause extra problems was, still part of the fight.
If you want to reword it to try to give that impression, fine. I'm just saying, actually saying that they started the fire, it would not fit within the spell.
It would be that we was in there, we encountered the fish people, we fought with the fish people, that caused a spread of alcohol. One of the fish people fled and had left something that was immovable, and we had attempted to remove that. There was nobody else in the building other than us and the fish people, and in the attempt to remove that, because of the fight and the spread of alcohol, it meant that unfortunately the fire was able to spread beyond our initial control.
He kind of stops and just kind of looks at you for a moment. Changing subject momentarily. This is not the first time that you have been incarcerated recently, is it?
No.
And the previous instance was related to another fire?
No, that was related to a smoke grenade.
Resulting at an event of another large public fire.
Is he in the zone of truth?
Yes. The arena was on fire when that smoke grenade got dropped.
Yeah, but you said the smoke grenade resulted in it, was the phrasing.
Yeah, you said resulting in the fire, the smoke grenade.
The fire was already there.
Yeah.
Semantics.
The smoke grenade was there to get away.
If I said that, it was a slip of the tongue. Then
the smoke grenade was there to get away from
what he's insinuating at is that the event at which you were arrested for the smoke grenade was the site and event of another public fire.
Yes, it was. There was a fire in that arena. Yes.
Do you not find this to be somewhat convenient?
I mean, it depends on what you work on, whether you're working on consequences or sheer coincidences or hard evidence. There's no hard evidence I started that fire because I didn't start that fire. I threw the smoke grenade to evade the police, to escape from there, to resist arrest and get out of the place. The fire had already spread from the other side of the building. And then when I was unable to resist arrest, I just accepted that I tried and I failed, so I ended up incarcerated here. But there was no intention of that fire or any making of that fire from me.
He kind of nods. I remain skeptical. I will confer with Lady Seraphina. You will wait here.
Can I provide some additional context for how we extrapolated to get into the pub, just in case it wasn't clear before?
He had kind of almost turned to depart, and he stops and looks back at you.
More because it's probably going to be reinforcing, but just... We were following up on a lead we had to do with a friend. So, the extrapolation of how we got from the Iron Soul. The Iron Soul guy we spoke to, we mentioned about meeting Thernos. He mentioned Thernos used to run with Alexander Krieger. We came across the an unfortunate lead that, you know, we got from the death of one of Alexander Krieger's friends, which is how it led us to this pub. We followed a lead of evidence to this pub. We didn't try to start a fight, we tried to get information. It was directly tied to Thernos, who we believe to be part of the cult thing, which Seraphina knows already. Which isn't a lie, and is information that will be backed up by Seraphina.
He kind of listens, and he says, "You state that you were seeking information."
Yeah.
We have several eyewitness statements stating that you specifically approached a family of citizens with their child, making quite blatantly aggressive and allegedly threatening remarks. Is that true?
I am not known for subtlety.
Then you're
Yeah, I'll
not
just say,
denying it.
I'll just point to him and say, look at the size of him. He's intimidating and threatening to anybody that's worried.
I'm not known for subtlety, and given the subject matter of potential cultists who are literally murdering people around the city, and what Thernos Upton had done previously, subtlety was not at the top of my list. Was it harsher than it needed to be? Quite possibly. Do I regret it? No. Is that incriminating? Quite possibly. Honesty is the best policy, like, not that I could lie in this circle.
Very much true. Very well. I will return.
I could have also just not said any of that, so I'm hoping that goes a little bit further, but otherwise I'll be here. You know where to find me.
At which point he turns and walks off.
I might have got us killed.
I'll just lay back down again and get myself comfy.
Gonna do some press-ups, take a nap.
Alright. Meanwhile,
Yeah,
I'm going
let's
to cut
chop.
away from you two to the other two. What are you guys up to? Well, Sam, you're still at the Rangers Conclave.
Yes, we are having a very long conversation over
Yes.
Taking
Vlad,
a
what are
very-
you doing
Tea and
for a
lunch.
day once you're sent away from the precinct?
So, I think they said that after the first discussion of the interrogation, I would be able to potentially speak with them. So,
Potentially.
for me, it was the idea of not anything else. I think, yeah, I'm like, let's deal with where my friends are before I make any other big life decisions. So, I guess drinking at the start of the day and then coming back to maybe chat with the guys, if possible, to at least get, our story straight.
Okay. When you do return, they turn you away again. They say that they are not permitted visitors at this time.
I see.
Sorry, bear with me just a second. I just
Yeah.
need to nip to the loo. I will be 2 minutes while I give you a second to think about it.
By the way, guys, here's what I got. Look at what I have.
Oh,
It is a brand of Vietnamese, instant noodles. And there's 30 of them here. 20 quid for the fucking bag.
Jesus.
I feel like my snacking habits are much less healthy by comparison. Because I now have a box of crisps.
Oh,
I have a
I
bottle.
would. Oh my god.
I did have Ben and Jerry's, but that's gone.
That's a winner.
Yeah, I was
Ben
going
and
to say,
Jerry's is a winner.
if there's Ben and Jerry's in my house, it doesn't last long. But
No,
to wash it all down with is the alcohol that's never far from the desk.
Is that
Yeah.
Kraken Black Cherry?
It is indeed,
Fuck yeah. It's bad that I recognise it from the colour of the bottle cap.
because it's the best one.
And also because I drank like a bottle a week of it for the first 6 months of last year. That's what healthy people do.
I was trying to think of some quip in that range.
I'm kind of worried by what the fuck Vlad's just put in the chat.
Oh, damn, I accidentally.
I'm gonna
Oh
pretend
shit,
I
guys!
didn't see that.
Yeah, you actually are not supposed to see the full one of them. You will experience it once at some point. I don't think actually know that it would put.
That feels oddly threatening.
Yeah, I'm just going through my spells and trying to see like is anything I can do. Okay, so
Okay, so I've come back and I see that. So
I accidentally
doing
clicked
while
it.
they're
My
in jail?
apologies.
We're pretending we haven't seen it.
This is me yeeting it out of chat history.
Yes, I know that. Cheers, guys.
all right, so Vlad, what does Theodore say when he's turned away the second time, or what's your next steps? All right, enough spam, Sam. Come on.
Okay,
Sam's just got it as a macro.
If that was a macro, that would be quicker. I'd probably get banned very quickly.
Your chat permissions have been revoked.
Vlad is thinking very deeply now.
yeah. Okay. At this point, screw it. I'll try to find Lady Serafina.
Okay. You make your way to the Hall of Justice.
Do they turn me away as well?
I mean, they might do. She's
yeah,
talking to an arbiter.
You get there. You ask to see her, and you wait a little while, as has become the norm. And finally, you are escorted to speak with her, basically. As you are let in to her office, the first time you've actually been to her office rather than her coming somewhere else to see you, you notice that there is a very intimidating looking gray-skinned dwarf leaving her office as you are let in.
Okay, which I don't know who he is. Yep.
You enter her office. She is sitting behind a desk. The office is very sparse.
Would have been.
You get the impression that if you didn't know this was her office, there's nothing in the room. There are no personal effects. There are no decorations. There are no trophies. It pretty much looks like, if it wasn't for the pile of paperwork on her desk that she's been making her way through, you would get the impression that this is just a random room that she sat down in. It is utilitarian to the core. There is a desk, there is her chair, there is another chair, and that's it. Not like you would expect of most high-ranking officials, even within the church. You would expect a refreshments cart. You would expect decorations. You would expect something else in the room. And at her level, you usually expect that to be quite ostentatious, quite showy. And in her case, it's definitely not. And as you walk in, she is sitting behind the desk, reading what looks to be a scroll, a parchment, a report, possibly of some kind.
Okay, I think I'm gonna make a move here. Greet her, of course, and what I will tell her, I think it's quite true, would be that we are making progress with regards to the cultist. We now have more reason to believe that Theranos is involved with that, but my friends, as far as investigation, got themselves into a pickle and misunderstanding with the police, and I would want
Two
your
of your
help to
friends
get them
were
out.
arrested in the association with the death of a city guard, and a third is currently evading custody. I am aware.
Who's awaiting custody? Zethian is awaiting custody? Oh, sure. Yeah, I didn't think about it. He is.
The writ which I offered you was to investigate cult murders. It was not a free rein to terrorize the city.
Yeah, completely understandable, but the situation is serious, and I think that's where I switch and I tell her that, because I think it is true, and I want to reveal it here to her, that Theranos is speaking to me in dreams about the cult. That's how I want to word it to her. So we are taking that very seriously and now very personally.
Her expression very much changes when you say that.
We're gonna die.
And you see one of her hands disappear beneath the desk.
Okay.
You are being spoken to in dreams by a cult master who disappeared decades ago.
That is the unfortunate predicament I find myself in, and me and my friends would really much want to help fight this cult so that we, that does not continue, does not happen again. He did, I think from him giving us a present when we visited his shop, he might see us as potential recruits for whatever cause that he is doing, but I have not spoken to him since, so I do not currently know anything more other than he's planning something.
I love the inclusion of "we" in that sentence.
Oh.
I don't think she knew about the present, which is going to be quite funny.
Oh, she did know about the grenade because we've already spoken to her about the grenade. And
I don't think we called it a present, though.
true.
Yeah.
I'm here for it because it's the truth. Technically, he can't be saying anything that's a lie. He thinks he has met Theranos. He is reciting that.
True.
Present would buy two get one free, and you don't know what the free is. So I'm like, yeah, no, because what I want to do is, I want to explain it is like, we are making progress and trying to do things. It's just, yeah, it was quite hectic and trying to expedite, and maybe my friends, maybe they were on the harsher side. when speaking with someone?
According to the reports, they publicly threatened a dock worker with his wife and child.
In my head, oh, snitchy snitched. Didn't hear.
That event has resulted in at least confirmed 3 deaths so far.
3 deaths.
How does an argument cause 3 deaths?
It wasn't really an argument.
I'm trying to think of the other 2 deaths. There's the police guy.
Police. Is it a kid then?
Well, he's presumed dead at this time.
She slides a report from her desk over and flips it open so that you can see it. And you can basically see 3 bodies that were taken out of the fire as they've continued investigating.
Ah, the fish guys.
One of them is a Triton, who you can vaguely recognize as being the bartender. One of them is the police officer, or the city guard rather, and one of them is much smaller.
So there was a kid. Jesus Christ.
Well done, Saladin. You got your wish. Murdering the child.
Honestly, it would have been more satisfying if I'd done it myself.
Yeah, you didn't get the last one, of course.
Unless, of course, we're finding out that the sanguine was actually, you know, the child in disguise, and then it's all a load of bullshit.
Yeah, Carls can't take credit for this triple murder. I can, because I'm the one that started the fire.
He's just sitting in the cell singing, "I didn't start the fire."
I mean, we only know of 3 things that were in there, 2 of which were sanguines, and the other was the guard that ran in. The guard is recognisable, because we saw him go in and out.
True.
The surprise of the child being there and the owner being there. Not the 2 corpses that we left in there. Interesting.
It's okay, I'm sure the Arbiter will put a bubble above us again and tell us and check our reaction.
I stand by what I did.
Give me a perception check, Vlad.
Yep. 8.
And actually, you would have advantage on this actually.
Yeah, let's be.
So just one more roll.
Nat 1, nat 1.
2. Yeah, yes, it is that one.
Okay.
No, not 3. Yeah.
Never mind.
You're getting arrested, bruv.
When I think when looking at the child, I'm like, just saying I did not know. I didn't look at her. I'm sure there is more to the story.
What makes this event
I would
worse is the fact that, as per my own arbiter, the individuals involved in this are only tangentially connected to what you've been asked to investigate in any form or fashion by multiple jumps in logic. An unrelated murder, which was not reported, leading to the theft of a magic item, leading to a tenuous connection of an individual knowing the alleged deceased, leading to an individual that was suspected to be involved in the theft of that weapon, that seems, in my reckoning at least, very distantly related to what you have been asked to investigate.
Where the fuck is their investigation at? I'm not there, so I'm just passing comment as
Yeah, no.
who should really be quiet.
Look, you need to understand we are taking it extremely seriously. My own, I don't know even what soul is on the line here. Theranos is our closest lead, and with him speaking to me in the dream, I think it's a really serious lead. And we really don't have any much way to communicate with him. It's not like I can go to him and talk with him. You know, we don't know where he is. So I'm looking for any leads that would possibly get me to it. And if we doing that and we are a little bit on the rougher side, it actually would be much better for what we are doing, because we can play as if we are interested in helping him to maybe get some more information this way. Whereas if we really play nice and play things by the book, he will not believe us. I mean, he literally thought that we're adventurous and gave us a grenade that does God knows what. We would very much assume that he's expecting something a little bit crazy from us, but I'm sure we did not intend anyone to be seriously, I mean, anyone innocent to be seriously hurt from this situation. We're in deep trouble, boys.
It's okay, homie. There's going to be a space on the gallows with us.
I feel like if you guys go to prison, I'll do some crime just to get to prison, and we'll spend we'll have a prison D&D arc going on. We'll start a cult there, you know, it's fine. It's
Prison Break D&D edition.
You have been perhaps recklessly honest today. You realize that what you have said places you under a heavy suspicion in connection with the cult. This connection cannot be ignored.
I appreciate that. Would you have wanted me to not tell you that something like that happening? I'm quite afraid here.
I wasn't finished.
Sorry.
The fact that you have told me this, in spite of the fact that it could damn you, leads me to believe that it is most likely the truth. I want to be very clear. You will be watched. You are now under suspicion. If you do not produce results showing otherwise, you will be the target of the investigation going forward.
Let's start a cult. Oh, yeah.
That being said, I am willing to accept that the recent events were the results of rashness and stupidity rather than maliciousness. Your friends will not be further charged. We will call off the search for the one who is currently evading arrest. But be very clear with this. If there are any further events of this nature, or if there are any further cult events, before I have some result from you, your group will be held responsible. Is that very clear?
Yes.
Very well. I will pass word to my arbiter to release them from lockup. I am very busy. And she kind of just waves you dismissed.
Yep, okay. I leave.
That was razor's edge there for a second, Vlad.
Yeah.
Big doors. Tell her to keep the search warrant on Zethian.
Yeah. It's like that's joking. You know what? That kebab shop that burned down next to a broken keg. I'm pretty sure it was Saladin. Can you please charge him with that one? Because that's I cannot stand.
Some friend you are.
You fucking abandoned us every time we've ever been arrested or something's gone wrong. Fuck you. We don't need you.
And you're like,
I have no loyalty to you to get myself arrested in solidarity.
We just need
Exactly, and therefore we have no loyalty to you.
We just need an image of Zethian disappearing into a hedge.
and hedge going on fire and just
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the burning bush.
It's ironic. It's ironic that the guy who was on fire with the fire-breathing cloak and the fire-breathing dragon is the one person who never seems to be around when there's a fire.
Because it wasn't me!
So, Theodore, you head out of the halls of justice, I assume?
yeah, trying to reconvene with the guys.
As you're heading out, give me another perception roll.
Yep.
With advantage.
For what it's worth as well,
Fire.
for the kebab shop fire, we're all forgetting that I did leave
17.
my dragon there to be blamed for the fire.
Was that-
And it was shackled and taken away,
Yeah.
so I should be absolved of any blame of that fire.
Still your fault.
Theodore, as you're heading out of the halls of justice, you notice two things. The first one is on the screens that you noticed before that are kind of cycling news reports. There is an update on the continued manhunt for a pair of wealthy city citizens and influential business people who went missing a number of days ago. Saying that as of yet there has been no request for ransom, and it is currently not known if they are being held hostage or if they have been killed. There has been no sign as of yet. The other thing that you notice as you're leaving, and your kind of sweaty hands nervousness a bit, is you notice that your disguised self has slipped at some point or been dispelled at some point while you're in the building. And you notice, and you don't know how long it's been down for.
Oh. I see. Can I check just one more thing? Just thinking about it. So at the end, Lady Serafina, just so for my own interest, Lady Serafina was saying that she will let my guys go. Was me revealing that I have dreams actually help with that, or did they just do it stupidly?
The impression that you got is the fact that you told her something very honestly, even though it could incriminate you, helped her to believe the rest of your story.
Understood.
That was the impression that you got.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, if you're willing to kind of almost self-incriminate with that, then you must be telling the truth with the rest of it as well. It's also probably the reason, though, that she said that you would be watched and possibly...
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah. I assume you go outside and re-up your disguise?
Mm-hmm. Re-up disguise... Oh, sorry. Okay, so we haven't told the people what disguise is for.
No, you haven't.
Good. You guys can at some point perceive it. Yes.
That's why I was being vague with what I said.
Thank you. Yeah.
Man's got 16 tentacles now. Cat and nine tails coming out his ass.
That was one. Yeah.
And we will... Well, I'll say, is there anything else that you're planning on doing at this point, Vlad?
Nothing immediate, I guess. Connecting with the guys at the keg would be next, yeah. And obviously telling them that I'm now under suspicion, unfortunately.
Yeah, so we will cut ahead a bit, and over the next couple hours, the Arbiter is summoned back in to meet with Lady Serafina. She gives him her instructions, and he eventually makes his way to the precinct to release the two of you that are currently locked up. You are informed that in this instance, due to the testimony of one of your allies, you are being released, that you will be observed, and that if there are any further incidents, in addition to the penalties for any further incidents, this would be re-levied against you, basically. That you are being released effectively on a type of, you could almost say, probation on Lady Serafina's directive. Vlad, if Theodore wants to tell them any more about what was said, you are free to do so once you meet up with them outside.
Yes, and obviously I share that one of the reasons for it is I thought I had to reveal something to her to show that we're not completely useless, and I've revealed that Theranos has spoken to me in my dreams. I think he's interested in recruiting either us or potentially just me, I'm not sure. Well, I can recruit you guys as well if we want to be cultists with him. Because, tentacles, if you like them, no problem. Just jump once, it's easy process. We're already making the sacrifices. But now police are on our asses and they want results. And I'm in trouble, yeah.
Well, I guess we're not doing a ritual tonight then.
We're not getting caught.
Hopefully ever.
You're not there yet, Zethian.
I don't know, how much do these cults take?
I'll catch up with you, Sam, between now and the next session that you're going to be here for, in regards to...
I'm currently away on official business.
Yes. Yeah, with you missing next week's session anyway, I figure that we leave you at the Conclave for now, and we'll catch up on that, and then once you're back from your gallivanting, Zethian can rejoin the group with some further information, possibly.
I'm just gonna say to Theodore, so next time he talks to you in your dreams, ask him what the pay rate is for joining him.
Let's put it this way, and that's what I'm saying. I actually wanted to ask you, these guys, in general, imagine if you could change the world a lot, like a lot. You could change the world to however you would like. But some asshole is with you and he has some demands as well. Question is, do you kill the asshole? Or do you take advantage of the situation and get great power? And that's what we are kind of... we will need to decide on that one. We will need to decide.
Are we the bad guys?
Well, lately, I'm like, in my head is like, there was a child dead, so probably yes. But I don't want to kind of...
they didn't know that bit until you drop it to them.
No, I'm not dropping it, I'm just like, I'm not sure we're good guys right now, but... yeah, I think with how it is, we will need to take a stand on the cult. And either take advantage of great power or create great justice. And I'm thinking, if we are using the power, just an idea, if we are using the power, I would make a river out of beer. And it would stay there.
Sam's now reorganising his plans for next week to be like, I can't leave these fuckers unsupervised. I'm going to come back and we're going to be in a cult.
Well, I mean, if you're all back in a cult, kind of, I will kind of just wash my hands of you.
So I'm going to just say after that.
And then, for thematic purposes, I may need to come up with another character that would have cultist loyalties.
I'm just going to say, well, that's some information, I guess, and good to know that you've got some company in your dreams, because I know that you live alone, so at least we don't have to worry about you being too lonely.
Yeah, I'd prefer some Dragonborn lass, but it's fair enough.
And on the topic of Dragonborns, I need to go and find somebody in regards to an amulet.
Okay. And I think that's a good point to close out for the night. As you head off to find Alexander.
Sounds good. Okay, just for information, like outside of the game, I'm not personally sure which road I would be like drifting towards, pro-cult or anti-cult. Like, I'm still not 100% sure. So
you're still
also, like,
assuming that one of these paths is anti-cult.
Yes,
Is there a cult apathetic line?
I told you, like, there are three choices here that you have. Yeah. In the discussion we had at the office, I told you you have three options here. Mm-hmm. Basically, the left path, the right path, or the middle path. Which one of these are you calling the anti-cult path?
Yeah, to be fair.
That expression says it all.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I mean,
I'm thinking that
be in history books, so it's okay.
That sounds just like the player that played Thurnos in the last campaign I ran like this. Because, again, bear in mind, Thurnos was a player character.
I guess, because I think even before we started this game, we were in a pub in Bradford, and you were telling me about the player. I was like, oh yeah, that's the guy. Yep. I understood.
In fairness, of the 4 clerics I've ever played in D&D, only one of them so far has turned evil against everybody else.
Is it this one?
No, that was actually a holy cleric. That was like a full lawful good holy cleric that turned.
I am actually a bit curious, Richard, and kind of ending out the game now, but just wondering, what do you think that your deity feels about how you've been doing things recently? You haven't really done much communing recently, have you?
No, not recently. But then also my deity is also like war. So I guess in the heat of conflict and keeping my comrades alive while smiting evil fishmen, I have been
But you would
by
also be
proxy
aware
communion.
that your deity is also very much into the ideas of like honorable combat. And
Yeah, although the dishonourable do not deserve honour.
fair.
And they were fish
I'm not.
people.
I'm not trying to steer how you're playing your character. I'm just giving you food for thought. In that
Yeah.
the perceptions of how you justify that within the character is something to consider and think about.
Yeah, I have been thinking about
Actions have
that.
consequences.
Really?
Yeah, I have been thinking about that.
No, because we're way too loose and fast with it to be thinking of consequences here.
I mean, so far, at least, all the fights we've had, there's been no sort of combatant that has been deserving of honour, because they've been despicable fish people and murderous thieves.
But does that necessarily justify you treating them dishonourably?
Absolutely.
Treat others how you want to be treated. They treated us like shit, so in turn, they must have wanted to be treated like shit.
That works that way round.
There is also the element to consider of the collateral damage around events.
I was going to say, and in fairness to the
throwing
fish
out
people,
there.
I actually didn't fight. All I did was buffed coals because I was forever scared, so I couldn't actually do anything.
This is true. This is true.
You did also do damage to a door and a bookshelf.
No, we don't know about the bookshelf yet because we haven't gone back to look.
Yeah. You guys.
I
could
would
have said-
presume the explosion you orchestrated did some damage to the establishment.
Now I'm still expecting all of the water have been blown away and just the bookcase standing there, like completely inviolable.
So the collateral damage of the rest of the building doesn't matter.
No, because the owner's dead anyway, so he's not going to know.
And we're just
So
not
the
going to talk
bartender
about the
was the owner.
sanguines that have disappeared. The two that
Yeah, the
were left in
bartender
bar,
told
and
us
one
he
that
was the
went
owner
into the
of
back
that.
door.
Did he say he was the
I
owner?
am.
Yeah.
I don't normally like to throw too much information away, but because it is something that that Theodore would have been able to pick up on when he was shown the documents, I will say this much, and whether you share it with the rest of the group or not, in character is up to you. But when you were shown that file, it did basically document that the Triton, who was the owner, proprietor, and bartender of the Kraken, as well as the child, they were found basically burned up, hiding in the back office of the building.
I see.
Only two
So,
corpses.
it looks like, from what you were able to put together, when the woman left running to find the police after you threatened her husband, she left the kid with Marlowe, who was the bartender, and through some measure of events, you would be able to piece together that it would appear that the Saluan were guarding him and the kid who were in the back.
Oh, we are evil.
No, they should have.
They were running a fucking theft ring out of that pub.
Yeah.
Do we really
If
have
they-
to feel guilty?
If the kid had called out that he was back there, then he could have survived. So that's on the kid.
Wow. Okay. And I think that's where we'll leave it.
Oh.
Zethian can't judge anyway. He's away at the Enclave.
In my head, like, yeah, these guys will be easy to persuade to be a part of the cult with me. Yeah, I can convert them to my god easily. Like, that's not going to be an issue there.
And I'll be coming back and I will be bitch slapping each of you systematically until you get ideas of cultists out of your head.
And then I'm just going to tell Theodore to hentai you.
So what do you say?
Yeah. On that note, guys, I think that's when to call it a night.
I'll be like,
I look
big
forward
boss,
to finding out what you get up
hentai
to
him.
when I get back.
Yeah.
Yes, so we will be without a Sam next week, but we will play as normal.
Sam, whatever happens next week, I'm sorry.